A local coffee shop knocked off its foundation. Several people hurt after a dump truck slammed into two buildings. What we know so far.
Plus, the Moses Lake superintendent is stepping down after an investigation found some questionable financial transactions.
Much needed rain on the way to the inland northwest, but also tracking the potential for flash flooding.
Yesterday, WSU head football coach Nick Rolovich said he would follow the governor's new vaccine mandate. Today, we pressed him more for answers after confusion on if that means he'll be getting the vaccine or seeking an exemption. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Thank you for being here. 7 people are hurt tonight after a multi-vehicle crash that completely shut down Freya near the I-90 on-ramp.
Police say a dump truck hit several other vehicles before hitting the Liberty Tax Services building and a Dutch Bros coffee stand. KREM News' Morgan Trow spoke to people who witnessed that crash.
Behind this red tape is what is left of the Dutch Bros coffee stand. Right now you may be able to see and hear crews are evacuating this area and bringing out equipment that is hindering their investigation. Police say this comes after a man driving a 10-wheeler drove into multiple cars, curbs, and 2 buildings. A tractor trailer ripped across South Freya Street, barreling through 2 buildings. Spokane Fire says 6 vehicles were damaged by the crash, but people were trapped inside a coffee stand.
Both buildings have sustained catastrophic structural damage.
Spokane Fire adds that there were 7 victims, ranging in age from children to adults. Only one of the patients had serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The owner of the coffee stand says one of his employees suffered a broken hip.
We got back from orientation and I thought I needed some coffee, but I was lazy, so I didn't get up and go, but I'm kind of glad I didn't.
The driver was arrested by the Washington State Patrol for suspected DUI. Police have identified the suspect as 48-year-old McGavin Medrain. He has been charged with vehicular assault. Police say that the area is still going to be closed off as they investigate. Reporting on the Lower South Hill, Morgan Trow, KREM 2 News.
Also, we are tracking another crash on North I-195 in Spokane County, 2 miles south of Spokane. Police say a semi-truck was traveling downhill and just couldn't stop in time. The road was actually backed up from another accident. So to avoid those stopped cars, the semi drove into the ditch and rolled over. Right now, there is a partial roadblock. It's unclear exactly when the road will be able to reopen.
WSU head football coach Nick Rolovich said yesterday that he would follow the governor's new vaccine mandate for higher ed employees. However, there's some confusion on if that meant that he was going to get vaccinated or simply seek a medical or religious exemption. So it is widely believed that Rolovich had a personal exemption in the past to not get the vaccine, which is not an option in Inslee's latest mandate. So if he were to seek a medical or religious exemption, it would be investigated by the state, as they have said they will only take sincere exemptions. Today at practice, Rolovich was asked to clarify his comments from yesterday and if he would be getting vaccinated. Here's what he had to say.
Seemed to be a little confusion yesterday when you were asked about the vaccine. You said that you were going to follow the mandate. Does that mean that you're going to get the vaccine?
Well, I appreciate it, but I'm going to follow the mandate.
Is there a reason you don't want to specify one way or the other?
No.
You're the state's highest paid employee. Just what kind of message do you think you're sending by not saying what you'll do in terms of the mandate?
I'm going to follow the mandate.
And have your personal, I know that you're going to keep your feelings about it private, but have those changed at all with how much the Delta variant has become deadly over the last few weeks?
I appreciate it, Brent, but I'm going to follow the mandate, what they tell me to do.
The new Washington State COVID-19 vaccine mandate is among the strictest in the nation. It goes into effect statewide on Monday. The vaccine mandate applies to most state, school, healthcare, childcare employees. There are religious and medical exemptions. Employees can seek medical and religious exemptions, but they have to talk to their employer's human resources office for the accommodation.
And following the governor's mask requirements in public schools, the Meade School District here locally has now written a letter to the governor asking for a path forward to mask optional learning. That letter reads in part, "Our community desires transparency in metrics and some element of local decision making to be considered in determining masking status in our schools." They go on to say, rather than a blanket approach for the entire state, creation of a targeted county-specific dashboard with clear metrics and goals for stakeholders involved in K-12 education would result in a more specific approach. That was July 28th when Governor Inslee announced indoor masking will be required for all K-12 students and staff in Washington, regardless of their vaccination status.
Starting Monday, North Idaho College will be requiring multi-layer face coverings. Face coverings will be required at all times inside NIC buildings when 2 or more people are present. The college president said the decision was made in consideration of the Delta variant, the increase in COVID-19 cases in Idaho, and the number of COVID-19 patients in Idaho ICUs. Meantime, here in Spokane, the Regional Health District reporting another high number of coronavirus cases today. 330 new cases reported today alone. 160 people are currently hospitalized with the virus. 3 new deaths were also reported today. Now to tracking the coronavirus cases across the inland Northwest, we'll go to North Idaho now. Today, the Panhandle Health District, they are reporting 36 new cases, bringing the total number there to more than 28,000 since the start of the pandemic. No new deaths were reported, and 92 people are currently hospitalized. For everything you need to know about the coronavirus data and the new mask and vaccine mandates, just text us the word COVID to 509-448-2000. Well, a possible shakeup in leadership at the Moses Lake School District is coming at the end of the month. The district held a special meeting today to work on the terms to mutually separate with the district superintendent.
So this comes after an investigation into financial concerns. Our own Ian Smay breaks down what lies ahead now for the district.
Moses Lake Superintendent Joshua Meek and the Moses Lake School District Board of Directors are currently in negotiations about the terms of him leaving his position. If the two sides can come to terms on a mutually agreeable separation, that will be effective at the end of the month. The pending separation agreement stems from a series of audits. According to the school board, the results of the audits brought up questions about financial decisions, including some involving Meek. According to the board, they included the payment of special project stipends for some employees, including Meek himself. The board also claims Meek did not provide receipts from his district credit card in a timely manner. Meek allegedly did not follow district policy to reimburse the district for personal purchases. Another claim is that Meek did not report his time off work correctly. The board unanimously passed a motion today during a special meeting to continue negotiations with Meek. In a press release from the district, Meek is quoted as saying, "The Moses Lake School District has an incredible future for its students, staff, and community. The district has been a staple in my life for the past 18 years, and I will miss it incredibly." He also committed to a smooth transition. Board President Vicki Melcher is also quoted in that release. She said in part, quote, "A decision by the board to work towards separating Dr. Meek from his superintendency was made knowing it would be best for the district as a whole at this time and under the circumstances." If the two sides can reach an agreement on those terms, Meek's last day will be August 31st, the day before the first day of school. We don't know yet who will replace Meek, and the board would have to vote on the terms of the agreement before it is finalized. In the studio, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
New at 6 tonight, sparks from an Avista power line actually started dry grass and made its way to a nearby tree. This happened at Latah Street and Bishop Boulevard in Pullman earlier this morning. Pullman and Whitman County rural firefighters kept the wildfire, though, confined to a fairly small area and also away from a moving van that was parked nearby. Avista crews were able to quickly respond to the scene and shut the power line down, so it was safe for those firefighters to work. They also responded to another power outage in the area that briefly affected the downtown area.
All right, let's talk weather now. It is Friday. Temperatures down in the 70s. Rain also in the forecast. Let's get out to meteorologist Michelle Boss in the Outdoor Weather Center tonight. And Michelle, it kind of seems like the wildfire smoke may have been pushing back into the area in the past couple of hours or so.
Yeah, unfortunately, our air quality has been deteriorating. It's now unhealthy for sensitive groups. We do have some improving conditions for the next several days as we're looking at cool temperatures and some much needed rain, which should hopefully help take care of some of those area fires or really help firefighters fight those. And so maybe next week we won't have to worry about as much smoke. There is such thing as too much of a good thing, though. We are expecting rain tonight and for Saturday, but we might be getting a little too much in too short of a time. So flash flood watches are in effect from now until Saturday for the areas shaded in green. Most of the locations that are under this flash flood watch, it applies to areas that are in steep terrain or areas of burn scars. The ground where we've had recent wildfires has a harder time absorbing the water, and we are expecting some slow-moving thunderstorms. So places like Spokane and the city and Coeur d'Alene probably don't have a whole lot to worry about, and we're going to welcome the rain that's going to be coming over the next 24 hours. We're already starting to see some of the activity show up. You're also seeing some lightning. Not quite as concerned with the lightning this go round, as temperatures are much cooler, relative humidity much higher, and we're also getting a fair amount of rain along with this thunderstorm activity. But of course, we'd rather not see the lightning. We do expect more of that rain to start filling in into the inland northwest over the next 24 hours. But we do have the much cooler temperatures on hand already. Mid-70s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, upper 70s in Moses Lake, and really the only 80-degree temperature right now is in Lewiston. So here's a look at the next 12 hours. You'll probably stay dry, not have to dodge any rainfall if you're going out early in the evening, but later tonight, if you're going to have a late night tonight, should start to see some of that rain move in by midnight and then continuing with scattered shower activity through the day tomorrow. Saturday looks kind of unsettled with a high of 70, but the second half of the weekend looking pretty good. Sunshine 76, a little on the breezy side, and staying cool for the start of next week, feeling a little bit like fall with highs in the lower 70s.
It's creeping right around the corner, Michelle. Thank you very much. In some of our other top stories at this hour, law enforcement is asking for your help to find two little boys. So take a look. 8-year-old Manson Rowley and 6-year-old Arson Magnum. Police believe the boys may have been taken by a Utah man. Officials say 33-year-old Derek Rowley is the suspect, and he may be headed to Washington. Rowley is the father to Manson, but they say he has a court order that keeps him from seeing his son. It's unclear what his relationship is with the other boy. Rowley's about 6 feet tall. He has tattoos of a crown on the left side of his neck, plus a skull on his hand, as well as other tattoos on his left arm. So take a look. All three may be traveling in a gold 2004 Chevy Silverado, hauling a fifth-wheel trailer with a Washington plate reading 51311AE. Anyone who spots Rowley, the boys, or the suspect vehicle should please call 911 immediately.
Meantime, a man accused of killing his longtime partner in Spirit Lake is being held on $1 million bond tonight. John Dalton Jr. was arrested in St. Mary's Wednesday night. On Monday, friends and family requested a welfare check on 56-year-old Tina Swore. Deputies found her dead inside her home. They then began an investigation with Dalton as the person of interest. The Benoit County Sheriff's Office says they were able to find Dalton because of the help from the public.
Well, when it comes to the COVID vaccines, booster shots are on the way. But why do we have to wait 8 months after our second dose to get one? Our Verify team looks into it next.